This is the material they're carting in for us to treat. Everyone's inspecting at the moment, engineers, etc. They're laying it out with a dozer at the moment. It's very, very expansive soil, this. It's the stuff we've actually been doing our tests on in the laboratory, and tomorrow we will start treating this section. You can see it's very, very plastic material. We're just roughly laying it out with a dozer now. Laying this out, we'll actually later. It's very wet, we'll have to dry it out a bit more. This is a day later after the last shots. Still trying to dry it out. As you can see, the lumps are so big, we really need a rotavator. Trying to get a grader here. We've been doing it all with a dozer. It's not too successful, but we need to turn it over, and they don't appear to show any urgency. We're actually waiting for the grader to come now. There's quite a bit of work needs doing. It's only a short section, but it's very critical that we get this right, and without machinery we cannot. But I'm assured that the grader is on its way, and we will start turning this over and trying to break it down into a mixable mass. Yes, this is the site after 2 days of drying, after all that heavy rain. It has been ripped, and we're now waiting for the bulldozer to come up to break up the heavy lumps. Then we can start our claycreting. So the moisture's still a bit high, quite a bit high, but we'll just go easy with the water. Just enough to get the claycrete in. So we're just waiting now on the bulldozer to arrive. You couldn't even get the water truck over this, it's that rough at the moment. We now have the dozer track rolling and ripping all at the same time just to break this section down. It badly needs it. We cannot do anything until we have broken it into smaller pieces, otherwise the mix will not work. The claycrete will not get into the lumps unless they're broken down properly. It seems to be going okay now. We have quite a few men here. I just have the strange feeling that they've been given orders to break up the lumps with their hands, but only time will tell, and we do not have much of it, but it's very interesting to say the least. We shall see. Right, we're finished with the dozer now. Broke it down as much as possible. We're just smoothing the top off, just lightly, in preparation for the water truck to apply the claycrete solution. We will only use a small amount of water because the material is still very wet. This operator seems to know what he's doing. I don't think we'll have any problem at all. These ladies and gentlemen here have been our cherry pickers. A happy little group, which you haven't got a machine for, you do by hand in China. They're very good. It's a very, very clay material. We have the CBRs of this. They're pretty low. We will change all that with claycrete. Yeah, she's happy. And she's pretty strong too. She picked them big rocks out. Yeah. This will be probably the last cut. We're ready then for the water truck. Right, this is the the next phase of the operation. We're on top of the water truck now. We're just going to start pouring in the claycrete. We've got the water level down to about the right amount, minimal amount of water because the mix is already wet. So we actually about ready to put it in. We're going to put in 80 litres, or 70 litres for this section. It's all been calculated correctly. They've just had their safety instructions. Just watch this stuff, don't get it on your clothes, don't wipe your face with your hands after. Okay, let's see how careful they are. Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Yep. That's the way to do it. Let's just continue to apply the claycrete. This time in reverse, it doesn't matter. We want to get all that claycrete solution on. It's a fairly dry mix this because we're over optimum to start with, so we've got to keep the water right down. So as we do use the fan sprays, the air will dry the water out and save us over wetting. Will cause us problems later. Right, we've actually started mixing now. We're pulling the first lot across. It's only a small grader and we have no rotavator, so he's just making a start now. Now the operator actually is mixing with the heel of the blade, which is well, reasonably unusual, but it's very effective. He's probably doing this because the machine is a little bit undersized, and this is very effective. He's found his depth and he's sticking to it. I like it. Yes, the mix is going very well. He's continuing to use the heel of the blade. And I think he's actually chosen the best method. The situation being as it is, he can gauge his depth. And it's times like this, you let the operator take charge, and he knows what he's doing. This project, by the way, is 70 kilometres of expressway. And there's a lot of work and a lot of money being spent in China. This is the last cut of the first part of the mix. Right, now the mixing has finished. We've actually finished the mix. This is being laid out at the moment. He's now balancing it. We have just saved 200 mils in depth, so we can compact this in one layer. Any deeper we would have had to lay it in separate layers, but this is the operation, the balancing operation, and there's a few large rocks just to be kicked out, and then we're ready for compaction. The mix is good, the moisture's good, the claycrete has been distributed nice and evenly, and that's the correct procedure. to make sure you got your balance right before you compact. As once the Claycrete has worked, you will not be able to alter the profile, but that will be in a few days' time. He's just about finished laying this out now. We'll have a look at the texture. It's a very clayey mix, very high PI, some stone. I think it will be quite successful, this. Very good. We've now started the compaction process. This roll is about a 12 tonne, ideal for what we have. You will do a minimum of 4 passes on this section. Going down quite well. Now this little crowd of people here have just had their 3-hour lunch break. This bloke is a nuisance, so I have to get rid of him. And I think there's lunch in those 2 bags there. That's a perfectly constructed drain, by the way, all done by hand. It's beautiful work. So back on the compaction again. This is only a sub-base layer. There's still 2 more layers to go on top of this. It's still pretty moist underneath, but it will dry back. We're lucky to get a couple of dry days to get this done. Right, well this is the finish of the compaction. We've done about 6 passes altogether now. In between we did give it a run of water and we've had to wait for it to dry back. As I say, it's only a sub-base. They're not too concerned with the finish, etc. But they're going to do density tests tomorrow morning.
We gotta write our names on the road, Terry.
Yeah, well don't forget, they will get some cracking here too.